because we apparently lost the trail. I hope I don't die tonight, but I will let you know when I get back to the campsite. I have been rescued. It's now snowing pretty damn hard. My neck feels like it needs to crack, but it's just not cracking. What is up, guys? It's Ava. Welcome back to my channel. This is the first video of the new year, and what better first video of the entire year to do than tell a story about the time that I almost died in 2014. This is a story time I never thought that I would be doing because I honestly thought that I lost the footage. You guys know with all of my story times, I'm all about like the facts, the proof. Like, I'm not trying to tell you guys a story that I don't have. Like, there's so many fake story times on YouTube. I feel like I need to like have my proof, you know? I thought I lost the footage. I mean, it's been how many years? Then I was searching my computer, my desktop computer that I've literally had since I started YouTube. The footage was on the desktop computer. So here we are filming a story time about the time that I almost died in Joshua Tree. Y'all, I'm just gonna start this video by saying Joshua Tree is sketchy, okay? If you guys don't know what Joshua Tree is, I'll tell you guys all about it, but just wow. This video is sponsored by BOXYCHARM. If you guys don't know what BOXYCHARM is, I just got my box in the mail today. BOXYCHARM is $25 a month, and it's literally like when it comes in the mail, it's like getting a gift, but like from yourself. Each box contains 5 full-size products, and the value for a traditional BOXYCHARM is over $125. There's also so many additional member benefits, and all of those will be in the description box below for you guys to check out. So in the January box, we have a Too-Faced highlighter. Ooh, yes. A retinol eye cream by Dr. Brandt. This is, guys, this is something I needed. We've got a thickening mascara. Ooh, yes. We've got a sleeping mask, which I definitely needed. And we've got a facial exfoliator, which I also really needed. But yeah, thank you to BOXYCHARM for sponsoring this video. And now let's get into how I almost died. Give this video a big thumbs up if you like when I do my story times, and yeah, let's get into it. Let's set the stage. It was 2014, okay? At the time, I was in college, my YouTube channel had just started, doing okay. Literally, my life was right around the corner. Life was good. All my friends growing up since like high school were very adventurous, very athletic. A lot of my friends around this time were in the ROTC program, which if you guys don't know what that is, I honestly am not the best person to tell you what it is because I don't really still know. Requisite to joining the army. Everyone in ROTC like goes through really intense training. They know how to do a lot of like survival skills. They're just like really good at, they're just getting ready for the army, so they're really strong people, okay? That's just my definition of ROTC, which is probably so off. But anyway, I was not in the ROTC program, but a little bit of that rubbed off on me just because we would always have adventures. So winter of 2014, one of my best friends, Macy, who you guys have heard about on this channel and you guys have seen, Macy recommended that we all go on a camping trip. Everyone was super down. We were in a big group chat. Everyone was like, yes, let's go on a camping trip. Macy suggests that we either go camping in Malibu or we go camping in Joshua Tree. Now, camping in Malibu versus camping in Joshua Tree, two very different things. Camping in Malibu is like beach camping, bonfires, sand. Joshua Tree camping is like you drive 3 hours into the desert. Joshua Tree is a national park. It's got these really cool trees called Joshua trees. That's why it's called Joshua Tree. But yeah, that's kind of like a little bit more of a mission. Everyone, like I'm just not even half and half, not even 50-50, like literally everyone wanted to camp in Malibu. I thought at least that we were gonna go camping in Malibu, okay? The day comes to go camping. We pack up our cars. I get in the car with my friend Taylor. He's the one driving us. We're driving and I notice we're taking the freeway away from Malibu. I'm like, oh, hey, you know, like, where did we decide on going camping? Taylor's like, oh, we're going to Joshua Tree. I'm just like, that is not correct. Honestly, I didn't really mind. I didn't really care too much about where we went camping, but I packed clothes for Malibu, which is a whole different temperature than Joshua Tree. I need my sunglasses on for this. Whatever. We're going to Joshua Tree. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be camping with our friends. That's all that matters. We get to Joshua Tree. It is cold. This may make me come off as an idiot, which I am not most of the time. So I wasn't familiar with the fact that even though something is a desert, deserts get extremely hot and also extremely cold. I didn't, in my head, I thought desert, Sahara, mirages, camels, like basically I didn't know that a desert climate could get extremely cold. We set up the camping spot, everything's cute, everything's great. And we just overall had like an amazing night that night. We did a little bit of night bouldering, which is extremely dangerous. Do not do that.
I don't understand why we were on the trail.
We're trying to find the trail that we came here on because we apparently lost the trail. we all decided to go
familiar with
hiking
trails around here,
in the
so
middle of the
I'm not
night in a bunch
familiar.
of boulders.
Why don't we just go back the way we came?
I'm on a cliff essentially. This is super dangerous. Yeah, like do you see that pitch black? Yeah, I'm resting on like a little boulder cliff. So yeah, I hope I don't die tonight, but I will let you know when I get back to the campsite. If I get back to the campsite. Bye. My dishwasher's done. So the wind starts to pick up. We're heading to bed. We had 2 tents. The tent that I was in had like 8 people in it. Everyone was just sardined in a row. We had this flashlight tied to like the top of the tent where like, you know, the little hook is, just so that we could see the tent, get ready for bed, get in our sleeping bags, all that stuff. At the time, the wind started picking up so much this night that this flashlight was like whipping. This flashlight was like hitting the side of the tent like I thought this flashlight was going to literally fly and detach from its little rope hanging thing and like club someone in the face. This isn't even like the point of this whole story. I just want to like sidebar and let you know how bad this wind was this night, that if this flashlight were to have detached, which it very easily could have, it would have literally clubbed someone in the face and freaking killed them. Like I'm not even, that's just a little sidebar. But anyway, this thing was going insane. I can't even tell you how insane this thing was going last night. The wind gets so bad this night that nobody gets any sleep. All we can hear all night is just the wind. It's whipping. It's like from like 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. I probably got maybe 3 hours of sleep. The only thing keeping the tent on the ground was our bodies. Definitely top 3 worst sleeps in my life. 5 a.m. hits and I'm just freaking over it. I've gotten the worst sleep. I'm like, you know what? F it. I'm leaving the tent. I'm gonna go sleep in the car. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier. Slipped out of my sleeping bag. Everyone was still asleep in my tent. It was still dark outside. Someone drove a truck, so I just got in the truck. Lo and behold, I find like 3 other people sleeping in the truck. They kind of wake up and I'm just like, yo, can I sleep in the truck with you guys? And they're like, yes, come on in. We're all trying to like factor a space to sleep. There's like 2 people laying in the back. 2 hours later, it's now 7 a.m. The light is just coming over the mountain. One of the people in the truck suggests that we all go get some more firewood because we kind of ran out of firewood and we needed fire to cook breakfast. At this point, I've given up on falling asleep. I'm like, yes, get me out of this campsite. Let's just go do something. So we all take the truck to the nearby like convenience store to buy some wood. It's all cute. We buy the wood. We get some like one of that like gas station coffee and we head back into the national park. On the way back into this national park, we come across a traffic jam to get into the national park at the like little national park service gate. We get to the front and there's this park ranger lady and she's like, hey, how'd you guys hold up last night? And everyone in this car just starts going off. We're like, it was absolutely terrible. Worst night of sleep of my life. Like it was just the worst. She's kind of like, yeah, I know, you know, it was terrible last night, right? And we're like, yes. She hands us this pamphlet. I take it because I'm in the passenger seat. Basically, it's like this snowstorm like fact, weather in Joshua Tree and like what's gonna happen. It's kind of like a storm advisory. Park ranger was like, are you planning on staying tonight? And we kind of were just like, oh no, we actually like, that night was really bad. We're probably just gonna go back home. It just wasn't worth camping another night. Like it wasn't enjoyable. She was like, that's a great idea because there's a snowstorm coming tomorrow. We, especially me, because I did not understand desert climate, we're all really confused. We're like, wait, it snows in Joshua Tree? Spoiler alert, it freaking snows in Joshua Tree. Boy, does it ever. She proceeds to tell us that there is a snowstorm coming tomorrow and that it's going to start today. This lady goes, at 2 p.m. there's going to be crazy rain. At 4 p.m. it's going to start to snow. And all throughout the night, there's gonna be a snowstorm. We're all in this car shook. But at the end of the day, we weren't planning on staying anyway. So we just kind of, at that point, we're like, oh, that's cool. We didn't know Joshua Tree had snowstorms or snowed at all. She was like, oh yeah, I was starting to pick up last night, but it's not gonna get bad. It's gonna hold off until like 4 p.m. today. All of our friends came to Joshua Tree because my friends love to rock climb and they all wanted to do bouldering. It was only like 7:30 a.m. So we were all gonna plan on going bouldering, come back to the campsite by like 11:30, pack up our stuff and leave by 2. Well before the snowstorm happened. We get to our campsite and we let everyone know, you know, what the deal was. We told them about the pamphlet. I'm freezing. Oh my gosh, last night was literally the hardest sleep I've ever had in my life. I didn't sleep. I did not sleep. And no one slept. This morning we went into town to get some more firewood and on the way back this lady hands us like a pamphlet, like a park ranger, and she's like, oh, by the way, like that storm last night, like there's a big storm coming with like rain and snow tonight. Now the tent's all moving around. They all kind of like felt like that explained the wind last night. We all start cooking breakfast and getting ready to go bouldering. Everyone for breakfast starts making eggs and toast. Now, I don't eat eggs, I don't like eggs, so we didn't really think this through, but because everyone was making eggs and toast, I couldn't eat any breakfast because I don't eat eggs. So for breakfast, what do I have? I have a slice of bread, which is not exactly an ideal breakfast before you go rock climbing. So we all get in the car and we go try to find a bouldering spot. Joshua Tree is super famous for their bouldering. So we start passing by a ton of places that are populated, that people are rock climbing. Professionals are rock climbing. Like, we're passing them everywhere.
Oh my gosh. There's just like people like tightrope walking. Holy shoot.
We park the car and we see this mountain, a literal mountain far off in the distance, like literally half a mile in the distance. Like, you have to cross the desert to get to this place. I'm pointing out all of these perfectly good rocks you can climb. I'm like, oh, what about that one? What about that one? No, my friends point at this mountain in the distance and they go, no, we want to go to that one. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? We park the car and we begin walking through the desert, through all of like the flat brush to get to this mountain. When we get about halfway there, we see a little sign in the ground that says no trespassing. There's these two guys that were on the like trip with us that I didn't really know, but they were like ROTC friends of friends. These freaking guys go, oh, we're ROTC. Oh, that's only for people that like don't know what they're doing. Like, we're ROTC, we got this. We got this. I trust them. I'm just gonna go for it. Let's do this, okay? Let's just keep going. We start climbing this rock. This is no ordinary rock in Joshua Tree, okay? Like, the thing about bouldering in Joshua Tree that's really sketchy, you're hiking on a bunch of lopsided marbles that are the size of semi-trucks piled on top of each other.
I don't like this.
When you have a bunch of giant circles piled on top of each other, there's going to be large pockets of like empty spaces in between all of those places that don't fit properly. So I'm talking, you're hiking up these rocks and you're seeing 20-foot pockets of holes in the rocks that you could easily misstep and slip down and be stuck in this hole for God knows how long. I don't even know how to accurately describe this to you, but just know that it's extremely sketchy. It is so sketchy. I can't even describe, guys, just know that this was really sketchy. But so here I am climbing this wearing Nike Roshis, which are the worst shoes to climb boulders with because there's no grip on the bottom. It's literally flat. It's like a walking shoe. Running on no sleep and no food and no water because I was drinking coffee. So we get about halfway up this mountain. At this point, I'm dead. I'm pooped. I'm done.
Ain't nobody got time for that. I know, but seriously, like, literally my fingers are turning purple. But anyway, I decided to stay down here on this rock. I climbed a lot of rocks to get up here. I don't know if you can see behind me. This is a mountain that we had to climb to get over to get to this spot. And I'm just tired of climbing mountains. Like, I can't. Woo! I don't know, there's just a point where climb a whole nother mountain, which sounds like super sad because it's like climbing mountains is the most like inspirational thing ever, but I can't climb a mountain. I mean, I climbed one. I climbed that to get here, and like I just don't think I can climb another one. Like, they were gonna do a 4-hour hike. It's been like an hour. I'm pooped. I hope you guys can hear me. I hope the wind isn't too strong.
I was already like, I'm afraid of heights, so doing this and passing by these literal caves in between the rocks for however long we were hiking, it was already sketchy enough for me. I was already getting mad anxiety doing this. But we get about halfway up the mountain. I'm looking down. I'm seeing my life flash before my eyes. I make the decision that it's probably smarter that I literally just stay put. I just felt like if I kept going, it would be more dangerous and there would be more of a chance of me falling because I was dizzy or not being able to like finish the hike.
Anyway, I'm just sitting here freezing my butt off in this like mountainous area. I'm currently sitting on this tiny little rock. They bundled me up in like some military grade sleeping bag type of like sweater. And now I'm just waiting here for them to enjoy themselves and come back.
All my friends point to a section of the mountain and they go, okay, Ava, right there is where we're gonna be. You're gonna be able to see us the entire time. Just look at that rock right there. We're gonna be right there. It's gonna take us 30 minutes to get there, and then we're gonna come back down and head back home. So I'm thinking like, no problem. This is a perfect win-win situation. I'll stay put right where I am. I'll be able to see my friends the whole time. They'll go up to that spot, take pictures, come back down. We will get home safe. Ha! Ha! Woo! If only it worked out that way. My friends started climbing up the mountain. I'm just like sitting all tight and nice. I'm like, oh, I love my friends. They're just gonna go up to that one spot in the mountain. I can see them the whole time. I can hear them laughing, like, oh, like they're still having so much fun without me. Like, how great, you know? My friend Taylor had left me his like little military blanket, which is basically just like one of those aluminum blankets that's like the size of a pillowcase. 30 minutes later, they disappear and I stop hearing their voices. I look up at the spot, they're not there. I wait an hour for my friends. Don't hear anything. Now, there is no cell service on this mountain. When I say there's no cell service, I don't mean like occasionally you get a text coming through, occasionally you get a little Instagram message coming through. I mean flat line, no service. I'm not even talking about you can hold your phone up and get a bar. Like there's nothing, it is flat line, no service. So none of us were charging our phones because what's the point? So everyone's phones are basically on the battery that they have left from when we first arrived and like when we first left for the trip. I take my phone out, my phone is dead. I watch a lot of like survival shows. I'm quirky like that. No, but I honestly like, people enjoy rom-coms, people enjoy comedies. I enjoy like disaster movies. I enjoy conspiracy podcasts. I enjoy watching things about people surviving. Like I watch Survivor Man, Bear Grylls, like I Shouldn't Be Alive. These are shows that I grew up on. So here I am tapping into my like survival mode brain and I'm like, oh, I know that when electronics get too cold, they shut off because like they can't handle the cold. I'm like, okay, let's just test this out. I put my phone in my like chest area and I start warming it up. 5 minutes later, I like kind of do that, you know? Hold my phone to turn on, it turns on. So I'm like, bam, I am a survival expert. Phone turns on and it's at 20%. So my phone is dying, okay? My phone is dying quick. Also, if you watch like disaster movies, you would know that your phone's electronics battery drains when it's A, trying to connect to service, and B, trying to stay warm. I turn my phone on airplane mode. Clock the time, it's around 1 o'clock. I put my phone back in my shirt, and what do? This may have been where I went a little bit wrong, but you know what, honestly, whatever. Okay, I'm getting cold. I'm like sitting on this rock. The wind is directly hitting me on my back. What do? Guys, I didn't move spaces, because like I know in survival shows, you're not supposed to leave the location that you're at if you're like lost. But I was cold. The wind was hitting my back because I was totally exposed to like the mountain air. I tuck myself in between this rock and like a little tiny rock, and I fall asleep. I was tired. I had no sleep the night before, and I was hungry, okay? And it was cold, and I was just waiting with no service, so I fell asleep. I wake up, guys. I wake up to the feeling of little things hitting my back. I'm like curled up in a little ball in this rock, and I look behind my shoulder on my little white North Face jacket, and I see little particles hitting my back. My first thought is, oh, maybe the wind is getting so bad that the brush from like the mountain, like the debris from like the rocks, is like falling down the mountain and hitting my back. But then I start to notice that these little droplets are dissolving. So then I'm like, oh, maybe it started to rain, you know, like it's around 2 p.m. That's when the lady said it was gonna start to rain. I look around me and I realize it is not raining. It is snowing. It is snowing. Joshua Tree is snowing. What the?
Okay, so my friends left me here to go hiking, and then I was like, oh, I'll be fine. And so I've been like sleeping here in this little overpass because like I've seen in nature films that like if it gets really windy, you go like between rocks so that the wind can't hit you. So I've been sleeping in here. It's freaking snowing. It's like not crazy snowing, but you can see this. It's literally snowing on me. Like me. I'm just sitting between two rocks trying to keep warm. This is a horrible idea. And my phone is dead and there's no service up here anyway. Hopefully they come back soon because I am so ready to like go home. I don't even want to be here anymore. I just want to be somewhere warm. All right, I'm gonna go back to bed, guys. Bye. I'll let you know how things go when I get rescued. I will let you know. Oh my god, my battery's dying. Okay, I'm gonna go. Bye.
Never in my life did I think I would see Joshua Tree snowing. But lo and behold, here I was witnessing Joshua Tree's first snow of the winter, wearing nothing but some Lululemon leggings, Nike Roshis, and a little North Face zip up. I check my phone, okay? It's dead again. I wiggle it a little bit in my warm skin, turn it on. My phone is at 7% now. And what time is it? It is freaking 3 o'clock. I stand up, I look around for my friends, can't see any sign of them anywhere. At this point, I start to freak out. But the thing is, I wasn't freaking out for myself. I just started freaking out for my friends because I started to think, okay, if the snow hits the rocks, it's gonna make the rocks slippery, and the rocks were dangerous enough when it was dry. So coming down the mountain is gonna be sketchy for my friends because they're gonna have to hike down with like wet rock. And then I started freaking out and I was like, oh my god, that's gonna be so dangerous. At this time, I am so cold, guys. Like, since this incident, the coldest temperature I've ever been in was 10 degrees Fahrenheit, which isn't even that cold, but this experience has surpassed all times. I look at my fingertips at this time when I'm waiting for my friends. My fingertips, like the beds of my fingers, these little areas right here, okay? My fingertips were red with little tiny purple dots in it. Like, this is so gross, guys. If you're grossed out by like blood vessels and all of that, which I am, but like, I'm just gonna tell you what happened. My fingers were turning red, like dark red, with little tiny black dots. I look at my fingers, I've never had this happen in my life, so I don't even understand what's going on. All I know is that when your fingers start to have dark purple black dots in them, something is not right, you know? What do I do at this time, people? What do I do? I get back on my little rock and I fall back asleep. I wake up for a third time and I hear, Ava, Ava, Ava. I stand up from my little rock cocoon and I look down the mountain and I see like 6 of my friends searching in between the rocks, and they're like, Ava, Ava, and they're all spread out like little ants searching the rocks. I stand up and I wave at them, and at this point, like, I just want to say, even though my fingers were turning purple, even though I was really cold, even though I was like literally sleeping in the snow, I wasn't scared for me at all. I felt safe the entire time. I was more concerned that my friends were okay because they were higher up the mountain. I stand up, I look down the mountain, I wave at them, and Macy just freaking drops to her knees and starts sobbing. And I see this, like a little Aunt Macy, she's just like, oh my God, starts crying. I'm confused, okay? I'm honestly genuinely confused because I thought I was always the safe one the entire time. I thought they were the ones in danger. Macy makes her way all the way up to me and she's literally just crying in my arms. Through her tears, she's like, I thought we weren't gonna find you. I thought we weren't gonna find you. And I'm like, whoa, 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 like what's going on? Like, I was fine the whole time, I was here. And she's like, why did you move? Why did you move? And I'm like, bitch, I did not move. Don't tell me how to survive, okay? Like, I'm gonna survive regardless of any situation. That's just who I am. I love surviving. I want to escape the night. All right, you're looking at a survivor here. They came back down the mountain looking for me, and I guess they went a different direction because they couldn't find me and they couldn't find the rock that they left me on. I guess they went a little bit further than they said that they would, and then they lost track of like which direction I was.
I have been rescued. It's now snowing pretty damn hard. There had been, oh God, snow in my eye. That the group had been looking for me for quite a while, but they found me, so it's all good.
She said they were looking for 3 hours. They filed a missing persons report for me. She said there were like all these park rangers looking for me. They were like helicopters, and she basically told me that this was a serious issue, that I was lost and that a lot of people had been searching for me. We end up hiking back down the mountain, and by this time the snow is like, it is snowing, okay? The sky is dark gray. The sky is like filled with the storm. Get to the car. I'm freezing at this point. I'm like hiking like this. We get to the car and there's this like little group of like town people and also a couple park rangers. Everyone is just like watching me come down this mountain, and everyone, like, it almost looked like people from town, like the local people of Joshua Tree, had kind of like heard what was going on, because there's this crowd of people that like just were watching me like get into my car. We get in the car and this park ranger comes by me and he's holding a clipboard, and I see at the top of the clipboard, it's like missing persons report. They legitimately opened a missing persons report for me. I'm sitting in this car, Taylor turns the heat on in the car because obviously it's cold outside. My hands were so numb, they still had the like purple dots in them. So I put my hands immediately on the heater. Bad idea. I can't even explain to you how bad that is. It makes your blood vessels like burn basically. It hurts so bad. So just don't do that. So this park ranger is trying to close the missing persons report. I'm having to answer questions like, when was I last missing? What happened while I was gone? Guys, let me tell you, I never in my life thought that I would have to close my own missing persons report. I closed this missing persons report. We go back to the campsite, we pack all of our stuff up, and we head on home. If I were to have not woken up in that one moment, if I were to have not heard my friends saying Ava, I would have had to sleep in Joshua Tree overnight, tucked in between this rock, on no food, no water, wearing Nike Roshis, Lululemon leggings, and a little zip-up jacket. Let me just show you guys what Joshua Tree looked like the next morning. I would have been buried in that. I would have had to survive throughout the night with no protection with this happening. That's what happens when you trespass. You go missing and you have to file a missing persons report. All in all, I learned a lot from this experience, but I didn't die. And I lived to tell the story. If you've ever had an experience where you've almost died in the wild, I'm sure you guys have tons of stories. Comment them down below. I want to hear the time that you guys almost died doing something that you shouldn't have been doing. But yeah, give this video a big thumbs up if you like when I do my storytime videos, and if you guys want more storytime videos, let me know in the comments down below and I will do more for you guys. Follow me on Instagram, SoundCloud. I've been making music now, guys, so please go check that out because that would mean a lot to me. And yeah, that is it for this video, and I'll see you guys next week for another one. Stay safe and charge your phone. Bye, guys.
How you sleeping these days? All I wanna do is prove you wrong.